People in Belgium are increasingly living alone, a trend which experts say could be damaging to the well-being and mental health of the country's older population.
Because of this, charities and businesses have started finding creative ways of rethinking how Belgium cares for its older people. Alice Cartier reports from Brussels.
Pleurer. Pleurer. Quand je vous dis pleurer, âgé, malade, mal. Oui, j'ai pleuré. Oui, je ne cache pas, j'ai pleuré.
Daniel is 76 and lived alone for years, first on the streets, then in 2 care homes.
Les 2 homes où j'ai été, dans mon côte où j'ai fini, je pleurais. Je pensais à la mort. Honnêtement, je ne pensais pas à me suicider, hein. Mais comment j'ai mourir, quand j'aimerais bien mourir d'une crise cardiaque.
International studies show that living alone and loneliness in older people can increase the risk of dementia and lead to low self-esteem, sleep disorders, memory loss, and loss of emotional regulation. But for Daniel, there's a glimmer of hope, a new way for older people to live. He lives in Les Griottes, a new kind of co-living space for people over 65 in the very heart of Brussels. It was set up by a local real estate promoter whose own father struggled to find suitable accommodation. The former care home has been renovated into 40 studio apartments and big communal spaces which the residents share. Everything is accessible, including the cost. Rent is subsidized by the government and bills are kept low, meaning people here pay around $500 a month. That's nearly half the average rental cost in the area. Annie has just turned 94, so her fellow residents have got together to celebrate with cake, coffee and a game of cards. Some neighbours from the local area also stop by to say hello. This little community almost feels like a big student dormitory where everyone chips in however they can. Soon enough, it's lunchtime, and 96-year-old Jean heads to the garden to get fresh eggs from the building's 3 chickens. Others get to work on a big omelette and a salad for the dozen other residents who've come down for lunch. Having delivered the eggs, Jean slips away for a quick game of ping-pong. And in this house at least, no one is too old for a bit of dancing. Birthday girl Annie says as soon as she found out about this building, she didn't think twice about moving in.
J'avais presque le choix. Ou bien je m'inscrivais pour une maison de repos, mais ici c'était vraiment ce dont je rêvais.
Residents here say it's like living in a big family, and all of them say they're happier and healthier for it. A study from the University of Cambridge found that co-living not only improves the mental and physical health of older people, it also in turn reduces the pressures on public health services too. Projects like Les Griottes are still the exception in Belgium. Solo living is actually on the rise. 36% of Belgians live alone. The biggest group among them are over 65. By 2070, the country's planning bureau says half of the population will be in single occupancy households, a trend that experts say is primarily driven by the country's aging and solitary population. This trend has experts worried. They say a loneliness epidemic could be extremely damaging to Belgium's older population.
Au niveau psychologique, c'est vraiment une grande détresse, beaucoup d'affects dépressifs. Il peut y aussi avoir pas mal d'anxiété. Et au niveau physique, on va retrouver vraiment une fragmentation du sommeil, une mortalité qui est plus élevée, des grands problèmes cardiovasculaires chez les personnes qui sont les plus isolées et qui se sentent le plus seules. Il y a une inquiétude parce qu'on voit que les chiffres augmentent, que les personnes se sentent de plus en plus seules. Et donc forcément, ça inquiète pour le futur parce qu'on ne voit pas de contre-courant à ça. On a l'impression que ça ne fait qu'avancer.
Thomas Delanz, whose father set up Les Griottes, hopes that the success of their project will inspire others to replicate it on a larger scale.
On pense répondre à un problème, en tout cas une partie du problème, et donc on essaye de répliquer ça en privé, mais on essaye aussi d'attirer l'attention auprès du public pour dire voilà, c'est une solution au problème de héberger des gens, mais de manière, avec un loyer quand même réduit, modéré, en tout cas abordable. La liste d'attente, oui, il y a des gens qui demandent, donc assez régulièrement, et voilà, on ne sait pas malheureusement satisfaire tout le monde avec un immeuble de 40 unités.
The number of people living in Belgium's care homes has decreased since 2019, but they still count 130,000 elderly residents across the kingdom. For these lucky few, though, a different kind of living means they've found friendship, joy, and a new sense of hope.
Je suis tellement bien, si je vous dis, Vraiment, je suis bien et je pleure plus. Vous savez, ça c'est...
Alex Cadier, CNA,
Vous vous levez le
Brussels.
matin, vous vous dites qu'est-ce que je vais foutre